How do we store up treasures in heaven and not be focused on treasures here on earth? If you read Matthew chapter 5 all the way to Matthew chapter 6 verse 20, Jesus explains how we store up treasures in heaven. And then if you read the verses below, he tells us not to worry because the things of the world, the treasures that we store up here, are eventually going to pass away. But then our treasures in heaven are eternal and they will never pass away. That's why he tells us not to worry on the things that we have here in this world, because those things will soon pass away. So your Instagram following, your business, your car, your house, all these things are going to pass away. But the rewards and the gifts that you store up for yourselves in heaven will never pass away. They will never disappear. Which is why we should be more focused on setting our focus on storing up treasures in heaven where they won't pass away, rather than storing treasures here on earth. But then he says, seek first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, then all these things will be added to you. So he's saying you will get treasures here on earth, but they're nothing compared to the ones that are there in heaven, which is why we shouldn't be more worried about storing up treasures here, but we should be focused on storing treasures up there. So we need to start setting our mind and focus on Christ so that we won't be focused on finding treasures and building treasure here on earth, but be focused on building treasures in heaven, so that when we go to heaven we won't be bankrupt, but we'll have rewards and gifts to go to. The same way when you invest into a bank account, you expect to get money out of it. So when we follow the commands of God, when we store up treasures in heaven, we'll go to heaven expecting to receive a reward. So let's set our focus, me and you, let's start setting our focus on Christ and storing up treasures in heaven and not here on earth. All the things of the world are eventually going to pass away except the promises that Christ has made. That's why he says everything will pass away, but my words won't pass away. So let's start setting our focus on him. That's my message for y'all. Peace.